How you doing? I haven't made a video in the last few days. Nothing's wrong, and I don't want you to think that. Uh, 2 or 3 days, our satellite internet didn't see the satellite. There's too much cloud cover. Big rainstorms. I think I can get this one up today. I believe. But we've also been working around the house. I had to do a new front porch. I had to hold them down. We decided to do it different. You always got to make them better. Well, what it was is just a little deck with a set of stairs coming off it. Well, it was on the wind side, facing south. I mean, oh my goodness sakes, you'd get ice build up on them steps. But it just got to be in bad shape. And before somebody got hurt or killed, it'd be me, wouldn't it? I'd be falling through. They have to go call a tow truck, get me up out of that thing. Tore it off. Me and the boy got another one on. I don't have it finished. This one's going to be within cold steps. It's the only way to go here. It just is. I got to go get a couple pieces of tin, and it's not a big porch. It's 8 by 8.5, something like that. But it worked out nice. We have a set of French doors coming out of this little porch and down 2 steps. Then you're on the bottom. Got the storm door. As soon as we get it on. I mean, we got it. Part of the old porch wasn't closed, I will tell you that. And it's right off the dining room. Barbara says, I want a pantry. And I want that to be my pantry. Because that's going to be a good pantry right there off of that dining room. When you've been together as long as us, you learn boundaries. If she wants a pantry, she gets a pantry. Okay? Men, I have some advice that was given to you by a very dear friend. He told me one day, and he meant this with all his heart. He said, Harvey, the whole house and everything attached to it is hers. Just, no matter how crazy it is, just do it. You got the shop. That's yours. Always remember that. Don't cross them 2 lines. Women don't decorate my day shop. I decorate it. Of course, I'd probably be better off if Barb decorated. Probably look better. Of course, if she came out here, she'd have a nightmare, all the clutter. We've been working on that other room, the old chainsaw room, to make that a nicer place for us. We're still up there on the stage with the band equipment. Practice tomorrow night. We might do a special song or something, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll just see. We got a couple we've been working on. Barbara wrote an Iron Horse song. And if the band and her get together as good as she does it by herself, maybe we ought to just record it and have just her doing that, huh? But the band's learning the song. She writes music. She's been doing it. Actually, been playing since 1972. She started playing out in the clubs. Luke Solinsky, is that right? From Ohio. He sent me a little blue, one of them Blue Thunder G660s or whatever they call, one of them Chinese saws. We got into her, buddy. Your main bearings really failed. I'm not sure what caused it, but see if I can get you here. You can see in here. See this erosion in these areas here? Right there. See that? Something chewed that up a little bit. I don't know what caused that exactly, because this is one of the chicken or the egg things. But you can see the crank of scrubbing here. That didn't hurt these cases as far as I can see yet. I'll show the other one too, so you know what you're dealing with. Same idea. You can see where the crank been rubbing right around there. Just took the paint off. Bearings are bad. Okay, either flakes of aluminum came, that clutch was grinding on that outside and it went through the seal and got inside. It's the only thing I can think of on this. I believe that's what's happened. Now, there's things I like about these cases. Honestly. Right here, where your cylinder meets, that isn't much of an area right in there. This is where the air comes around your transfers right here. Comes right up out of your crank and goes right up into your transfers. We're putting a good crank bearings. We're doing a good build. We're gonna do this a big bore. We're gonna go to 100cc saw with this. I've got to order the parts tomorrow. I want to do them today, but I didn't. I got running and chasing. We had a furrier come. We have an Amish come and trim our horses' feet. And you guys probably know we got a small herd, you know. And so it took a bit. Well, we got them done. Them big horses, they're so easy to handle. They're just a joy. But I'll tell you what, that one donkey, he says, no, I don't want my feet trimmed. No, I don't want to wear shoes. No, I don't want to come inside. That's exactly what he's like. He really is. That crank. The cranks don't look bad in these. I think some of these cranks will run just fine in these whole form of saws. I think this was one of them that did. It's got little notches for the oil to go down around. It's nowhere near as good as what we're putting in there. But I'm going to show you something that's a classic. I'm going to have to get the light out and show you. Okay, on the intake and the exhaust side, because things just ain't right. This saw has got very little time. Oh, maybe I don't need it. See them scratches? Yeah, see them? Right in here. Wiped right down past that ring. That's the intake side. Okay, look at this. Same thing on the exhaust. See them scratches? Wiped right up across that ring. Took that ring out. This is what I'm used to seeing. So I'll run their cases and I'll run some of the parts. But there's a lot of it that I won't. And it's from experience. I know you guys are playing with them, and some of you ain't gonna listen to people like me that's already broke everything you could break and then decided not to do that anymore. So you're gonna do it, but I don't run their pistons or their cranks. And I really don't like their cylinders. If you want to play it porting, and you know you're going to scrap a few before you get one right, go ahead. That neck is so thin, man. It really is. But that don't mean it won't run good when you're done. It won't run like a good quality cylinder. But it'll run. And, I mean, them things are so cheap that you can throw a decent piston in one, do a good port job, and let you know what you got to do different. I've used them before for that. So, Luke, you ain't getting this crank, this doorstop. They're not even a good doorstop in my eyes, for the truth. This saw is all blue cases, blue top, blue everything. Okay, I was down to our Amish shop today. I'll tell you what it did, people. You're going to laugh. The Amish have a chainsaw shop now about 20 miles away. So I went down there. I had to get a bar and chain for my brother's saw. And he got a nice 44, an original old 44 steel. And that's never been apart till today, yesterday. I took the carb off, had a Zama carb. I had a Zama kit, so I didn't have to get the kit, but I had to get a bar and chain. So I had to replace the kit anyways, because they keep them in stock most time. And I rebuilt the carb, got the lacquer out of it, and cleaned it, and did what we do. I do the same for my brother, well, anybody else, And sometimes more, I mean, you're willing to go a little further for family and friends. The cool thing is you're all my friends. So I get to do it for every one of you. Every one of you. There's not a person on here, I can tell it by the comments and the people I met at Buck and Stock, that I wouldn't be proud to have as a neighbor. You might not like me as a neighbor. I'm noisy. I just don't let you know that. I probably wouldn't be your neighbor. But I think most of you, there's a few of you say, heck yeah, you'd be over hard finding out what he's doing next. You never know what I'm tinkering with. It's always some crazy thing. There's a lot goes on around here that don't meet this camera, okay? I play with a lot of pretty fun stuff. And it's because I'm still a kid at 58. I'll be 59 January 7th, believe it or not. Never thought I'd make it this far. I thought something would have done me in by now, but it ain't. Well, anyway, so I go on the them Amish down there. They know me. They won't go on camera. They're not that kind of. They don't like the camera thing, so I can't show you. Maybe someday. Maybe we'll see. Well, you know that red, white, and blue song, Old Dave there, that one I did up for me. I took that down there because they were curious. So I showed it to them. Well, you got to know, 2-3 trucks come in. It's got loggers and people in there and one thing and another. All of a sudden, these two gentlemen, early 40s, come walking in there, and they looked at that saw. Is that yours? And he goes, oh my goodness, this is Iron Horse. So I got recognized in my own hometown. I think that's funny. You know, they got to try. I almost didn't get out of there with that saw. You know, they tried to buy that bugger. That Amish wanted to hear it run, so I take out back story. Well, so he had a whole train of people following him. Man, I come in here and say, how much that saw cost? Well, I can't sell that saw. I can build you one if you want, but no, I want that. Oh boy, that sounds like good stuff. We haven't been able to run saws because it's been raining and it's muddier and crap. We will run that this weekend and you will see it. I've got that little bitty saw here that I finished up for Buck and his boy. We want to run that. That's a goofy little bugger. I'm out here playing with some freaking wood and with it, and boy, them chains for them, they come junk. They're not right. It's low profile. I mean, it is an Oregon chain, but it's just 14 bar low profile 3/8. You know, it's still 50 gauge or something. But it that just not impressed with it. You give me a nice hook on it too. Give me a chisel. We'll talk about cutting that little round tooth thing. Not impressed. Nah. I'm impressed with the saw, like saw. But I tell you what, I might keep that at that. That's the first one of them we ever did. And I know darn well there's a lot in them. The muffler's running quite warm. Now that's telling me I did something right because it didn't when I started it last Wednesday. It came in the mail Wednesday, and Wednesday afternoon I was running the darn thing. It's like, oh my. Not a lot of saw, really not. I think the clutch, I got to do something with the clutch. It'll rev every RPM it's got, and that darn clutch will slip when I'm next to a big knot. It don't drop RPMs. It just starts slipping the clutch. So I know things about that. I did do the muffler mods. I did it by the book. That muffler is everything but cherry red when you're cutting. That's hot. I wouldn't dare put that little plastic shield over that. So we're gonna do. I'm gonna build a pipe. Geez, I'd hate to think I had to go big. I don't want to go bigger on that muffler. I'm just not gonna do it. I'll build a pipe. We'll get that out of there. We'll get that right. That's what we'll do. So good for that. So anyway, there's our little trip to the Amish saw shop. Now I'm gonna show you something. You can't go down there without bringing something home. I'm not positive. I think this is a 2100. I believe. Aluminum gas tank. I wanted it because this was all intact. It's got the brake in there and everything, and it's got a nice handle on it. I mean, that's something I was impressed with that. Just like every chainsaw in the world around the Northeast, mufflers banged in. Every one of them. It's just the way we got so much bell on our oak that try to get around it. There's always something hitting it. Even if you run long dogs, which these ain't no short boogers. They're long. But, well, what's funny is when I was on the counter, so that I ain't going to give you much for that. I said that on the impression. Well, the nut, it sheared the freaking key. And that nut was on there, and I was turning that, and there was no plug in it to hold my finger on that, and I couldn't feel nothing. He couldn't either. So we just horse trade. I give him an old saw that I had. It's an antiquer that it didn't run either. And so we just traded junks what we did, but it's got, I can't do it with just flywheel. Okay. It's got compression. Okay. Boy, that's tough. Anyway, that's what we got. See, it's supposed to have 3 dogs. One of them's broke. That's what led me to believe it's 2100. It's got Tilson carb. All the linkages there. I've been trying for about a year to find enough parts to build one of these. This is the first one I got that's any kind of salvage to it. I got to find a few more. And hopefully I got a cylinder. I don't know. I know they're kind of a real bugger to get a good cylinder for one of them. There's a guy I knew who had a few of them. I'm going to see if I can't talk to him, get a few more. And I'm looking for parts. I need the top cover. I need the recoil cover. Probably going to have to go in there with bearings and maybe a piston. We used to hot rod the crap out of these. Now, you know I build logging saws, right? When you take that big of a saw, what are they, 105cc? Is that what they are? Whatever they are, they're big. I mean, they were heavy and they were big, and you just put a monster old bar, you cut about anything you wanted, as long as you carry it to the tree. Boy, I tell you, they were that aluminum gas tank, and I'm gonna tell you, that's die cast. That ain't junk. That was good stuff. They were heavy, but I need a top cover, and I need that pull cover if anybody out there happens to have anything that's at least serviceable. Sometimes you gotta walk before you can run, but I'll probably end up with a few of these before I get enough to build one good one. Back to that hot rod. We used to work these over, and they already cut pretty hard. I mean, nothing like our new saws, the big saws, but because this is a couple generations ago. They really, they turned right on hard. Oh my goodness sakes, they just flew. They didn't have no quit in them. They were a pleasure once you went in there and ported them. You didn't need more compression because you couldn't hardly turn the darn things as it was. There wasn't any compressor on them. And they should have had a darn bicycle chain for a pull rope, because that one I was using for so long, if you forgot to pull that rope out, and you just shut that off and that kick back, bam, just like that buster rope. You about broke the rope every time you went to start it anyway. We finally found some chainsaw rope that had a little steel cable in it. Well, I don't know what it was for, but that held up good. It had stainless steel braided cable inside it, but it was real flexible. It worked awful good in these saws. I think I got 8-10 feet of that same cable left. And if I can find a recoil, I'm going to probably put it in there and load it. I was kind of happy to get that chain brake cover, because that ain't cracked or broke and it's all intact. And that's really what I wanted on this saw. Maybe I gained a carb. So far, them Tilsons ain't failed me on being able to rebuild them. Sometimes I can't rebuild some carbs. They just don't like. Once in a while you run into one that won't rebuild. But the Tilsons have been a little better. Some of them Zama carbs. My brother's 044's got a Zama on it. They didn't run bad at all, but if they started goofing up, some of them you couldn't fix. Well, it took it, so we did it. Barring bad weather this weekend, you're going to see a pile of saws run. And I want to get them on video. I got to cut firewood. We haven't cut firewood since Eric was there. Eric, buddy. Eric Nelson. He's going to be come back out here and visit. We're going to get some more done, Eric. Make some more videos. People like you. We got to have you on this camera. Besides, we miss you. And Barb was thinking, man, the other morning, she said, I think Eric sounds hungry. He better come and get something to eat. Okay, people. Take care. I'm really glad you're all here. 3,700, and we started in June. We got 3,700 subs. That's you guys. That's what's doing this. Thank you.